Okay, all of you are there. Let us join with the prayers. Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Anvit, you can chant these prayers?
Me.
Okay, Darshil, you can chant. Darshil and Anvit both. Okay, start.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Very good, both of you. The one place which should be correctly done, Guru Saksha, Gurus. Okay, last time Rama Madam taught us so well. It is Guru Saksha and Shri Gurave Namaha. One such Guru, Adi Shankaracharya. Okay, on 25th. So next week, I think by Tuesday, is his birthday or
Sir,
yes, Darshil?
after 8 days it's my summer vacation.
Very good. So that one day, that is Adi Shankaracharya's Jayanti, he is the Jagat Guru, Guru of everyone, each one of us. So Swastik today will enlighten us about his journey as Jagat Guru, what he has done. Over to you, Swastik.
Yes, sir. Okay. So first, for people who do not know who is Adi Shankara. So first, Sri Adi Shankaracharya or Adi Shankara is regarded as one of the greatest Hindu gurus and philosophers. He is known as the savior of the Vedic Dharma and the exponent of Advaita Vedanta, since that was much which he believed in. And he also explained the concepts of the Atma, Paramatma, Vairagya and Moksha. His teachings contributed to the growth of the Hindu culture when it was in a state of decline, along with philosophers Madhava and Ramanuja. Shankaracharya is said to have resuscitated Hinduism. So next. Now, other than that, Shankaracharya was also an exquisite poet. And since he has written 72 devotional and meditative hymns, such as Saudya Lahari, Shivananda Lahari, Nirvana Shatakam, and Manisha Panchakam. He also wrote 18 commentaries on the major scriptural texts, including the Brahma Sutra, the Bhagavad Gita, and 12 major Upanishads. He also authored 23 books on the fundamentals of the Advaita Vedanta philosophy, which expound the principles of the non-dual Brahman. These include Viveka Chundamani, Atma Bodh, Vakya Vritti, Upadesh Sahankshari, among others. Now he was also a Brahman who had revived what a Brahman should do, which is Brahma Satyam Jagamithya Jivo Brahmaiva na para Anena Vedyam Sachastramiti Vedanta Dhanya Dindamaha. He condensed the essence of the voluminous scriptures. So next.
Yes.
Now, the 4 mats were established by Adi Shankaracharya about 700 AD in 4 different corners of India. He selected 4 of his senior-most disciples to head each of these mats. Each of these mats was assigned a task of maintaining and preserving posterity, one of the 4 Vedas and a Mahavakya. And these are the 4 located in South India, West India, North India, and East India. They're located in Sringeri, Dwaraka, Badrinath and Puri, and they are Sringeri, Sarada, Jyotir and Govardhan Mat respectively. Along with they had their Acharya as Sureshwara, Hastamalaka, Trotaka and Padmapada. The Vedas they were assigned were Yajurveda in the south, Sama in the west. In north, it was given Atharva, and the east was given the Rig Veda. And along with mantras such as Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Ayamatma Brahma, and Prajnana Brahma. And finally, the sannyasas orders were in Saraswati Bharat was Bharati Puri, Tirtha Ashrama, Giri Parvata Sagara, and Vanam Aranyam. As per the Hindu calendar, Shankaracharya was born on the 5th month after Shukla Paksha, and during Shukla Paksha in the month of Vaisak in 788 CE. According to the Gregorian calendar, the day falls in April or May. In the upcoming year, the Shankaracharya Jayanti date would be April 25th, 2023. Adi Shankaracharya was born to Mother Aryamba and Father Shivaguru in a small village named Kaldi at Kerala. There is a story about the birth of Shankaracharya in which it is believed that once there was a time when people were deprived with holiness and spirituality. All sages decided to go to Lord Shiva to seek his help, and Lord Shiva to seek here. And Lord Shiva promised them that he will be born as Adi Shankaracharya to enlighten Hindu religion about spirituality. Considered one of the most significant celebrations in Sanatan Dharma, Shankaracharya Jayanti marks the day of birth of Adi Shankara, an 8th century Indian philosopher and theologian, also known as Jagat Guru. Adi Shankaracharya or Bhagavat Padacharya. He preached Vedic knowledge and expounded the Advaita Vedanta doctrine that influenced the growth of Hinduism. This day is celebrated with great enthusiasm at the 4 Shankaracharya built mats around the country. Havan, Puja and Satsang are organized at mats like Srinidhi Sharadapaitam in Kerala, Kanchi Kamakoti Pitha in Kanchipuram, etc. Discussions and speeches on Sanatan Dharma are held on this day. Thank you, and may you have a happy Adi Shankaracharya Jayanti on the 25th. Thank you.
Excellent, Swastik. Beautifully you presented everything about Adi Shankaracharya. So children, 25th April, that is I think coming Tuesday. Please mark this day, and Rama Madam has already discussed how you will light a lamp.
Mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars.
Hariom sir.
Hariom, who is that? Daivik.
Sir, me Daivik.
Very good. Hariom. So mark your calendar and use that day to chant the 4 mantras which were taught you last time. And if you don't remember, go to our YouTube channel, see that last class. Rama Madam has nicely explained all the mantras. At least the 4 mantras you chant that day. Sit in a quiet place, light a lamp. That will be like prayers for Adi Shankaracharya, the Jagat Guru. With that, we go to one beautiful story about why Karna is called the Mahadanvir. Just not a Danvir, but is very big Danvir. Why it is called so? By Madhav. Madhav is there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay, Madhav, go ahead.
Why Karna is called the greatest dawn giver? During a friendly chat between
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
During a friendly chat between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the agreement came up who's the best dancer, either
Yudhishthira.
Yudhishthira or Karna. Arjuna said that Yudhishthira is the best dhan giver, but Lord Krishna says it is Karna. To prove this point, he decided to test them both. Lord Krishna made 2 mountains of gold and asked Yudhishthira and Karna to give dhan to the neighboring village which has suffered throughout the recent times. So next time, Yudhishthira began the process donating the gold coins, and towards the end of the day, he became tired, but the mountain of gold has not reduced. Meanwhile, Karna called the villagers and asked them to help themselves from the mountain of gold and left the place. Thus, we know Karna is the greatest dhan giver. So next line.
So that's how. Good, very good. So how do we know? Yes.
Sir, I also know one story relating to Karn's donor.
Okay, then that we can take some other class, maybe next class. Okay. You prepare the presentation and send me. So very nicely done, Madhav. So you have explained how Karna has become biggest dhan because he did not even count whom he is giving. The best way to give dhanam is just let people pick it up and go. There is no ego in giving dhanam. Yudhishthira had some kind of ego while giving each person. He was thinking he is giving, but Karna knows that nothing is his. Everything is Lord Krishna's. So the entire mountain he left to the people. Whoever want to take whatever they can take and go. That is the sign of the greatest Dhanvir. If Rama Madam is there, we would like to complete the one more shloka of Dinacharya. Madam, you are there?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Madam, is this the shloka or this one?
Okay. Anyone is okay. Even this
Okay.
is okay.
One.
Yeah. Children, can I know what is that you are seeing in the picture? Which goddess?
Lakshmi.
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 Yes.
Lakshmi.
Why should you pray for what? You should pray Lakshmi.
Education.
Well,
Wealth. Knowledge.
Wealth.
Wealth.
Knowledge, wealth.
Wealth of
Wealth and
income.
prosperity.
health and-
Money
Yes.
is saying, Darshil.
Yes, money, wealth, prosperity, and somebody said education and vidya. Well, when you want to pray for
Everything.
when you want to pray, Lakshmi has different names.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you name a few? Dhanna Lakshmi, Adi Lakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi.
Ma'am, Vidya.
Santana Lakshmi.
Sandana Lakshmi.
Vidya
What about Kamakshi?
Vijay Lakshmi.
different.
Gajan.
Ma'am, Moksha Lakshmi.
Moksha Lakshmi, yes, that is in this, the Lakshmi's thing, we can pray for this one, Vidya Lakshmi. You can pray her for Vidya. That is your knowledge. Okay.
Mama, Padmavati.
Padmavati is different, no? That is Venkateshwara's wife.
Okay.
Lady of Venkateshwara. Okay. Now let us learn this. Padmasane Padmakare. Who is going to chant?
Vishnu is raised the hand, madam.
Vishnu. Okay. Vishnu. Repeat after me. Padmasane Padmakare.
Padmasane Padmakare.
Sarvalokaika Pujite.
Sarvalokaika Pujite.
Narayana Priye Devi.
Narayana Priye Devi.
Suprita bhava sarvada.
Suprita bhava sarvada.
Very good. Now, what is the meaning of the word Padmasane? Where is she sitting? On
The
what?
lotus.
In the lotus.
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 Yes.
Lotus.
Lotus. Then Padma Kare. Kare means?
She's
Kara.
holding
the
she holds
holding,
lotus in her hands.
Or
Very good. Sarva Lokaika Pujite. That means
The whole world worships her.
God. Oh, see, so nice. You're all answering properly. You know everything. Narayana Priye.
The beloved to Nara.
Narayana.
Yes, yes. Devi.
Goddess?
Goddess.
Goddess. Why she is called Devi? Anybody, you know, the goddess we call Devi. Parvati Devi. Like that. Because,
Ma'am, me.
Ma'am.
yeah.
Because she is a goddess.
Yes, very good. Why she is a goddess means Divyate iti devaha. Divyate means self-effulgence. She is self-effulgent. She has self-effulgence. That is why they are called Deva for masculine gender, Devi for feminine gender. Then Suprita. What is the meaning?
I'm very loved.
Yeah. Then Bhava Sarvada. Sarvada means always. Bhava means you become. That is, you be. What is the meaning? Bhava Sarvada.
Eternal.
She'll be loved all the time, like for eternity.
Yes. You be pleased with us always. Okay?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, you missed the Mahaprana. Bhava.
Bhava. Yes. Bhava Sarvada. No, this is by mistake. It has come this one. We have another one. That set of slides. Today, probably sir is going to share in the group. You can
Yes,
just go through that. That
I
we
will
have
share.
marked and transliterated with a long vowel, a bar on top. Everything is there in that new set of slides. Okay. That sir is going to
Share it.
share
Okay.
the group. Okay.
Yes,
Now
yes.
one more person to chant this. Pragna.
Daivik is raised the hand, madam.
Daivik. Okay, Daivik. Yes.
Ma'am, can I chant in one go?
Oh, okay. Yes. Go ahead.
Padmasane Padmakare Sarvalokaika Pujite Narayana Priye Devi Suprita Bhava Sarvada.
See here. Narayana Priye Devi.
Narayana Priye Devi.
Narayana is not there. Is it? No. Narayana Priye Devi.
Narayana Priye Devi.
Suprita Bhava Sarvada.
Suprita Bhava Sarvada.
Suprita Bhava Sarvada.
Suprita Bhava Sarvada.
Very good. Now the next person, and then we'll go to the next topic. Yeah. Yes. Sharav.
Lakshmi gives prosperity in the form of knowledge.
Yes, anything enormous, you know, the more quantity, that is knowledge, that is Lakshmi. Okay, prosperity, anything. Okay. Now, Daivik is going to chant. Repeat after me.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Padmasane Padmakare.
Daivik. Darshil, you are ready?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
Darshil,
sir.
chant.
Padmasane
Padmasane
Padmakare
Padmakare
Sarvalokaika
Sarvalokaika
Pujite
Pujite
Narayana Priye
Narayana Priye
Devi.
Devi
Devi, no elongation. Devi.
Devi
Very good. Suprita.
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 No. Prita. Suprita. Say that.
Suprita.
Very good. Bhava Sarvada.
Bhava Sarvada.
That Mahaprana. Bhava. Bhava Sarvada.
Bhava Sarvada.
Bhava, you should say. Okay. Okay, now we'll go to the next topic. Whatever sir says.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Okay.
Darshil will start today's one more story. Over to you, Darshil.
Okay, sir. Ready for anything.
Go ahead.
Kansa or Kamsa was a king of Mathura. Sir, can I tell the story on my own also?
You tell on your own. That is better.
Fully.
Fully, completely.
Soon after the marriage of his sister Devaki with Vasudeva, there was a divine prophecy that the eighth child of Devaki will kill Kansa. After hearing this, Kansa got furious and he wanted to kill the baby before he was born. Kansa wanted to kill Devaki and not let her make the eighth child be born, and that Kamsa will rule him. But she pleaded for mercy, so he kept them both of them inside a dog tail. He killed 6 of their newborn children. As soon as they were born, the 7th child was Balarama. Miraculously born from the womb of Rohini, the other wife of Vasudeva. Krishna was born as the 8th child. Vasudeva took him to Gokul at night without Kansa's knowledge, and it was raining so heavily, in fact, that the serpent king immediately swam and covered them like an umbrella, because in the olden days there was no umbrella. Kansa tried many ways to kill Krishna, but he could not do so. Even he sent a Krishna destroyed, punching, kicking, and with his chakra he cut everyone's head. Next slide.
Next slide, okay.
Killing.
Darshil, your sound is getting interrupted.
Okay. As the attempts to kill Krishna failed, he wanted Krishna and Balarama to Mathura, and he decided to give them his most powerful wrestler. He was never ever defeated. Even Indra could not defeat him. Krishna came with an angry face like this. He punched them with one punch, like One Punch Man. He fell to another side of the world and died. And Balaram was fighting the other wrestler, and he threw him to outer space. And finally, Krishna killed Kamsa. This is another example in which Lord has helped to establish the Dharma by killing Jarasandha.
And how was Jarasandha killed? There was a special way. Do you
Yeah.
remember?
They
Sir,
torn him into parts. two parts and threw him in the opposite side.
Opposite side. Why? Why?
Sir, because it was made up of two
If
parts.
if they were joined, he would be reborn.
Correct. Very good, Darshil. Very good. Both Madhav and Darshil, excellent storytellers. Isn't it, children?
Yeah.
All emotions
Yes,
they
sir.
tell the story. Very good. Very good. With this, children, now please come back to the Bhagavad Gita. 18 chapters, 3 shatakams. The first shatakam tells us about yourself, Tvam. It tells about doing your duties. For children, the duties is, what is the duty, Nayana?
Sir, the duty depends on like what stage of life you're in. If you're like a student, your like duty is to study and pass your exams, sir. If you're like an
Exactly.
adult, you need to do your work and complete that work. For example, Sachin sir only like he's a doctor, so he needs to do surgeries. For the last few classes, just directly completing the surgeries only he has come to class. Like that, we need to like do our work.
So, whenever
Very
one
good.
has to do their work, oh, madam, you want to say something?
No, I just wanted to, I said, very good. She is observant.
Very nice. Everyone is actually studying well. So, you are doing your duties well. For doing any duty, you should take first step. Your self-effort is very important. So, the first 6 chapters, yes.
Sir,
Darshil?
failure is a success step to success.
Failure is the first step to success. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll come that later. But the first 6 chapters describes yourself. That is human birth, why we are humans. The karma, your duties, how your duty born and what duties you should do with self-effort is what is taught in the first 6. The next 6 will be tat, about God. To learn about God, you have to do tapas, upasana. And only with grace you will understand God. And last 6 chapter we all know how we can leave all the qualities sattva, rajas, tamas and become one with God. Tat tvam asi. Only by having the knowledge which is given by Bhagavad Gita. Only because you study well, you clear your first exams or second, whichever year you are. But to understand this knowledge, you should have values. All of you have a lot of values, children, because you all are that bright stars who come correctly for the class. Even there is exams you are coming, you are giving time. So that is the values which is instilled in you by your parents. So the last 6 chapters talks about values. We have very nicely done 16 chapter, Daivi, Asuri, Sampat Vibhaga Yoga, and 17. What is 17 chapter name? Anyone?
Sir,
Tatra Vibhaga Yoga.
Shraddha
Vibhaga Yoga.
Tatra Yoga.
And the last
Sadhyatraya
concluded,
Vibhaga Yoga.
very good. Last concluded chapters 14. What is the name?
Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga.
Very good. So we have completed few chapters from last 6, 3-4 chapters from middle 6, and first chapter from the first 6. Now we are starting a new chapter. The chapter's name is Dhyana Yoga. So whenever a farmer wants to grow some crop, what does he do? He does tilling of the soil. You just can't sow one seed and expect the plant to grow.
Plow. He will plow the field.
Exactly. So you plow. So there is some preparatory stage which has to be compulsorily done for getting the soil fertilized or soil ready for growth. Similarly, children, to get the knowledge of Bhagwan through the Bhagavad Gita, you have to do some preparatory step. Where are you going to do it? You're going to do in the mind. So this chapter talks about how to prepare your mind and as well as your body. So as we sow seed, we prepare the soil. Same way as we sow this knowledge into your mind, we prepare ourselves. This is the 6th chapter, theme of the 6th chapter. But there are some misconceptions. What are the misconceptions? First misconception is with meditation, you will directly get knowledge. No. Meditation is preparation. After doing meditation, you have to study. You have to listen. That is called Shravanam. You have to completely sit quietly and understand what you have listened. That is called Mananam. And finally, as you go and write the exams, whatever you have read, understood, you write in the papers. Same way, whatever you have listened in the class, whatever you have understood in your way in the mind, you start acting that way. You start behaving in the right way. That is called Nididhyasanam. Daily routine, you will work according to the Bhagavad Gita. That is when you will get knowledge. Not just by sitting and meditation, you will get knowledge. So that first misconception should be avoided. Second misconception is, with this meditation, some people will get powers. They will start flying. They will get wings. Like butterfly, they'll fly very high. Or like the dinosaur, what is that, Darshil? Godzilla, he will have fire of nuclear power. No, that is another misconception. Only knowledge will give you power. Abdul Kalam ji said, knowledge will give you power. So not meditation will give you power. And Swami Vivekananda.
Knowledge is power.
Yes, knowledge itself is power. Swami Vivekananda ji also said, the gift of knowledge is the highest gift in this world. Any other gift is lower than the knowledge gift. Also, all power is within whom? Within you. You can do anything and everything if you understand that the Atma, the powerhouse, the nuclear power Atma is within you and only you. So with that, we start this chapter, which is also called as Atma Samyama Yoga. Means you try to equipoise, you try to sustain the calmness within you. It's also called Dhyana Yoga. In this chapter, first, it will be described how to control the outer disciplines, the general disciplines, what we observe throughout the day. A person will be doing a lot of activities. Bahiranga means outside world. That interaction to be controlled, like we are doing before the class. What we do? We sit quietly. First, we do dhyana shlokas or some chanting, and Om mantra we chant for 5 minutes. Why do we do that? To understand anything, we have to first keep all our 5 senses in control. Otherwise, at this time, there might be food prepared, nice smell of vada, dosa, something will come, you will get distracted. Or someone will start a TV. So that's why we should sit in a separate place. All of you, I know you are sitting in a separate place. Otherwise, distraction will happen. Your younger sister or brother might come and distract you. So controlling the outer world is Bahiranga Sadhanani. This is one topic. Secondly, controlling the mind. Controlling the mind also is Antaranga Sadhanani. Yes.
My older cousin is here, sir. He's quiet.
Oh, older cousin. Okay. Where is he?
No, she.
She's also listening. Very good. So, controlling the outer world as well as controlling the inner world is meditation. Bahiranga Sadhanani, Antaranga Sadhanani. This is what this chapter will deal with. Now, also initially, if you remember, the first chapter is about Arjuna's problem of this world. He went to fight the war, but he wanted to run away from the war. Second chapter, Bhagwan says why you should fight the war. Third chapter, he says how you should fight this war. And fourth,
if we run away from the war, it is like we do not surrender to God. If we fight the war, it's like we surrender to God.
Correct. So surrendering to God means surrendering to your Guru.
Sir?
Who says, yes, Vishnu?
Sir, if we run away from the war, it's like we're running away from our exam.
Fantastic. Very good example. Very good analogy. Running war for students like you is exams. Exam is like a war. what question will come? What is the battlefield? The paper is the battlefield. You have to write with the
The
pen.
paper is the battlefield and the paper is our country. We have to disum and get full.
But dishum, no. There you have to write with pen. Pen is your astra shastra. So
Sir,
for a student
sir, a
like you,
pencil or
Pen is your weapon.
correct.
sir, pen is a sword or something.
Sword.
Like
So this sword should be dipped into the ink of knowledge.
The pen is your gun.
Okay, gun. So it should have lot of bullets full of knowledge. The bullets
It's
here is
actually
knowledge.
ink. Ink.
Okay, ink. So the ink should be like the full of knowledge, and this ink should be written down with the sword and get good marks. If you start running away from this, it is very bad. But to go to exam or go to war, you have to prepare yourself. Preparing yourself is what is 6th chapter. But in this chapter, in the beginning,
If we don't prepare, you lose the war.
correct.
Just example for exam.
Okay. So Krishna says in this chapter, in the beginning, because Arjuna wanted to run, he's trying to emphasize how important is to control the mind. He gives an example of sanyasi. The first verse started with sanyasa. Sanyasa means the person who has renounced all the material things. He doesn't have any belongings. Like we have a house, we have clothes, we have food, we have every day someone taking care of us. But a sannyasi is someone who doesn't require anything. This is not for you children. This is for sannyasi, which are after some age. But just because this chapter deals with sannyasa, we will just talk about it. So sannyasis are someone who has renounced everything. But there are two sannyasis. One is who just has renounced externally. Krishna says the sannyasi who is internally renounced, he is the real sannyasi. Not just by telling, I have given up ice cream, I have given up playing for 20 hours, but you go quietly and play, quietly go and eat ice cream. That is not renunciation. Renunciation is that whatever you say, you do. Even though people will provoke you to play for many hours, but you know, I have to play for 1 hour per day and 3 hours I should study. That is called internal renunciation. Let us come to the first verse. Vishwesh, Rama madam will teach you how to chant, and then after that you explain. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. It is the one which was marked in red and all is not there. The slide.
Yeah, it is there. Ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Vishwesh is going to chant. Okay. Atha shashtodhyayah Shri Bhagavanuvacha Anashritah karma phalam Karyam karma karoti yaha Sasanyasi cha yogi cha Na niragniर्न चाक्रियः अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः
अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
अनाश्रितः कर्मफलम्
अनाश्रितः कर्मफलम्
अनाश्रितः
अनाश्रितः कर्मफलम्
अनाश्रितः TAH. Okay. अनाश्रितः कर्मफलम्
अनाश्रितः कर्मफलम्
कार्यं कर्म करोति यः
कार्यं कर्म करोति यः
ससन्न्यासी च योगी च
ससन्न्यासी च योगी च
न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः
न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः.
Very good. Now let us all chant. Shri Bhagav Atha Shashtodhyayah
अथ
भगवानुवाच अनाश्रितः कर्मफलम् कार्यं कर्म करोति यः
कार्यं कर्म करोति यः
स सन्न्यासी च योगी च
सन्न्यासी योगी
न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः न निरग्निर्न चाक्रियः
Vishwesh, go ahead.
Yes. The literal meaning of this verse is the Supreme Lord said, those who perform prescribed duties without desiring the results of their actions are actual sannyasis, renunciates, and yogis, not those who have merely ceased performing sacrifices such as Agnihotra Yajna or abandoned bodily activities. Shri Krishna begins the 6th chapter titled Dhyana Yoga or the Yoga of Meditation by redefining what a monk and a dhyana yogi or meditator means. Per his definition, he says that one who performs actions in the spirit of karma yoga is both a monk and a mediator. The mediator has not given up his duties and actions or has run away from the world.
Vishwesh, it is a meditator.
Oh, meditate.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Who are true yogis and who are true sannyasis? There is much confusion in this regard. People say, this Swamiji eats only fruits and nothing else, and so he must be an elevated yogi. This renunciant subsists on milk alone, hence he must be an even higher yogi. This Guruji does not eat and lives only on the breath, and so he must be God realized. This sadhu does not wear clothes, and thus he is perfectly renounced. However, Shri Krishna dismisses all these concepts. He says that external acts of asceticism does not make anyone a sannyasi or a yogi. By offering to them to God, those who can renounce the fruits of their actions are the true renunciants and yogis. Nowadays, yoga has become the buzzword in the Western world. The numerous yoga studios have sprung up in every town of every country in the world. Statistics reveal that 1 out of every 10 persons in America is practicing yoga. But the word yoga does not exist in the Sanskrit scriptures. The actual word is yod, which means union. It refers to the union of the individual consciousness with the divine consciousness. In other words, a yogi is one whose mind is fully absorbed in God. It also follows that such a yogi's mind is naturally detached from the world. Hence, the true yogi is also the true sannyasi. Persons who perform karma yoga do all activities in the spirit of humble service to God without any desire whatsoever for rewards. Even though they may be grahastas living with the family, such persons are true yogis and real renunciants. Thank you to Sachin sir for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you very much, Vishwesh. And we all first try to be children. Okay, children cannot be yogis suddenly. We don't want you to be yogis. Try to understand. This is just the topic which is discussed by Krishna to Arjuna. So we are discussing. We want you to be playful. We want you to enjoy your youth. But we want you to be disciplined. So yogi for you would be having discipline. Nothing more than that. Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue. We all know. Arjuna the warrior wants to get away from the duties. Arjuna wants to leave the battlefield and he wants to take sanyasa. That's why Bhagwan here teaches sanyasa. At home too, if this happens to you, I don't know whether some of you go through a lot of worries during the exams. You know what happens. The roles are played here. If you are the Arjuna, the little girl here, then the mother becomes none other than Krishna herself. She will first listen to you. She will understand what are your problems, and then she will try to
Sir,
give solutions to
sir.
you. Yes.
Sir, how can the mother be a Krishna? Krishna's a boy.
Yes, but I'm just
She
trying to.
acts as Krishna for Arjuna.
Yes. So, like, God can't come, God directly can't come down on the earth every time for every kid. So, God has given mothers so that they can help as Krishna helped to Arjuna. Okay? That way. We'll come to the second verse by Akash. Ma'am, over to you.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yeah. Sir, that other slide you want to share where Mahaprana is marked. Yeah. Yam sanyasamite prahuho
Yam sanyasamiti prahuhu
yogam tam vidhi pandava
yogam tam vidhi pandava
nahyasanyasta sankalpaha
nahyasanyasta sankalpaha
yogi bhavati kaschana.
yogi bhavati kaschana.
Okay, let us all chant together. Yam sanyasamite prahuho
Yam sanyasamiti prahuhu
yogam tam vidhi pandava
yogam tam vidhi pandava
nahyasanyasta sankalpaha
nahyasanyasta sankalpaha
yogi bhavati kaschana.
yogi bhavati kaschana.
Okay.
Yes, over to you.
The literal meaning of this verse is, O Arjuna, that which they call renunciation is that karma yoga alone. Understand? For nobody becomes a karma yogi without renouncing fancies. In the previous verse, Krishna had mentioned that karma yogi is the real sanyasi, not the ochre rob person. In this verse, Krishna justifies that statement. Krishna wants to say that external renunciation can never be considered a real renunciation because self-knowledge is not connected with the external body, but self-knowledge is connected with the mind or intellect. And therefore, Krishna says the main sanyasa required is sanyasa of the concerns of mind, sanyasa of those things which disturb the mind. And one of the main things that disturb the mind is concern about the future. And Krishna says, as long as a person has not tackled that, a person cannot come to self-knowledge. And therefore, Krishna says a sannyasi cannot get self-knowledge if he is worried about the future. A Grahasta also cannot get self-knowledge if he is worried about the future. Worry of the future is the obstacle. A renunciation of that worry is real renunciation. And a karma yogi has done exactly that. And therefore, karma yogi fits in with the definition of sankalpa sannyasi, who is a real sannyasi. Sankalpa means worry about future or concern or simply worry. This requires tremendous mental training, and that is samatvam. And this samatvam or tranquility is called karma yoga. And therefore, Krishna talks about karma yoga as a method of maintaining the tranquility of mind. And to emphasize the role of karma yoga, Krishna wants to glorify the karma yogi, and karma yogi is none other than a grihasta, a householder. And by way of glorifying a householder, indirectly Krishna is glorifying a karma yoga. And by way of glorifying a karma yoga, Krishna is glorifying samatvam. Then again, Krishna points out that a conventional mediator is not a real mediator. A conventional meditator is not a real meditator, but the karma yogi Grahasta is a true meditator. Krishna says sannyasi means a renouncer. A karma yogi Grihasta is a renouncer because he has renounced his concern for the future. That is the main criterion to become a karma yogi. Because one of the biggest problems or obstacle a person faces in life is the concern about the future.
And therefore, Krishna says that every karma yogi or grihastha, he might have planned out, but he does not worry. Therefore, he is called a sankalpa sanyasi, the one who gives up worrying. And since he has renounced worry, he can be called a renouncer. That is what is said in the second shloka. Yam sanyasamiti prahuhu yogam tam vidhi pandava. Hey Arjuna, by the word sanyasa or renunciation, I do not mean the conventional renunciation. I do not mean the chaturtha ashrama prapti. Sanyasa is nothing but karma yogam vidhi. If you are a good karma yogi, you will get all the benefits of a sannyasi. That is advantageous. You will get the benefit of grihastha ashrama and also you will get the benefit of sannyasa too. And nahya samyasta sankalpa yogina bhavati. If a person has to become a karma yogi, he has to necessarily renounce sankalpa. Sankalpa means obsession with future or worry, obsession to such an extent that you are not able to function in the present. A person gives up sankalpa alone is a karma yogi, and therefore karma yogi can be called sankalpa sannyasi. Hari Om. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Akash, very nicely you explained what is Sankalpa Sanyasaha. See, we read about Adi Shankaracharya, born in Kaladi. At a very tender age, he left the home, left parents, and he took sannyasa. That is because he's Swayam Shankara in the form of human being. But children, you don't have to do that. You can enjoy your childhood. You can go to the adult and you can become a very highly disciplined citizen. As well as with this knowledge, you can take sankalpaha. Like someone doing Sandhya Vandanam, he takes sankalpa. Morning, afternoon, evening. He prays to God. As my friend here says, he has an appointment with the God every day 3 times. What is the appointment about? It is the sankalpa which he is always with. The discipline that he will follow the dharma. You don't have to really go out of your house and be sannyasi. You can take the sankalpa that I will follow all the duties which is bound to me. As a child, your duty is to study well, to make your parents proud, to understand what teachers are saying, and to help your fellow beings. If you have a small sister, brother, let whatever knowledge you get, you follow, percolate through them. That is your duty. If you take this sankalpa, you are almost like a sannyasi. So with that, I would also like to tell you a few more things. There is a nice story about a king in Kashi. Once upon a time, there was a king called Janaka. He always welcomed saints, sannyasis to his kingdom. One day, one sannyasi and his followers came. He gave them food, shelter, and took good care. But you know what? The sannyasi's disciple were very jealous about this king. Why does our guru always like this king? When he is a grahasta, he is not a renunciator. He is actually a grahasta. He is not a saint. But our Guruji is always happy to teach him. He always takes more interest in this king. So the Guruji overheard the disciples' discontent. He tried to make a test. So one day the castle got into fire. A huge fire broke down in the castle. And king was with the sannyasi and he was listening to what the Guruji was telling. That time, the soldier came and said, "Oh king, come fast, there is a fire to your castle. What are you doing here? We have a big work to do." King said, "Do not disturb my Guruji. Let me listen to what he says. Then I will come. You go ahead and do whatever you can do. I am going to come only when the teaching is over." This is what the reaction of king was. Next day, there was again one more incident. While there was satsang, these disciples were listening very carefully what Guruji is saying. But suddenly they heard that a lot of monkeys have come into the place where they are staying and they are taking all their clothes and running away. As soon as these disciples heard about it, they started running away to catch hold of their whatever small clothes. Guruji laughed and said, "Do you understand? The real sannyasi is the king. Even when the huge castle was into fire, he did not move at all. He was so sanyam, he had discipline, and his mind was so controlled. He is not bothered about what he is going to lose. And you people, only having a small langot or a small orange robe, which is of no use, for that you are immediately losing the sanyam, the discipline, and you're running away." So the real sannyasi is, even a king can be a sannyasi if he understand how to control his mind. So children, the person who renounces desires or possession and not his duties, that is what the shloka was, not to give away your duties, not to run away from the battlefield, but to reduce your desires. This is what was the last shloka. With that, we come to the next one. Aditi, you are there, Aditi?
Yes, Uncle Andrew.
Very good. So go ahead, Aditi, with ma'am.
Okay. Arurokshormuniryogam karma karanamuchyate yogarudhasya tasyaiva shamah karanamuchyate. Arurokshormuniryogam
Arurokshormunir-yogam
karma karanamuchyate
karma karanamuchyate
yogarudhasya tasyaiva
yogarudhasya tasyaiva
shamah karanamuchyate.
shamah karanamuchyate.
Okay, let us all chant. Arurokshormunir-yogam karma karanamuchyate yogarudhasya tasyaiva the DH, there is a dot below D, that means that is Mahaprana. Not to stress. Yoga rudhasya tasyaiva dhammah karanamuchyate. Okay.
Aditi, go ahead.
Yes, sir. In chapter 3, verse 3, Shri Krishna mentioned that there are two paths for attaining welfare: the path of contemplation and the path of action. Between these, he recommended to Arjuna to follow the path of action. Again, in chapter 5, verse 2, he declared it to be the better path. Does this mean that we must keep doing work all our life? Anticipating such a question, Shri Krishna sets the limits for it. When we perform karma yoga, it leads to the purification of the mind and the ripening of the spiritual knowledge. But once the mind has been purified, we advance in yoga. Then we can leave karma yoga and then take to karma sanyasa. Material activities now serve no purpose, and meditation now becomes the means. So the path we must follow filters down to a matter of our eligibility, and Shri Krishna explains this criteria of eligibility in this verse. He says that for those who are aspiring for yoga, the path of karma yoga is more suitable. And those who are elevated in yoga, the path of karma sannyasas is more suitable. The word yoga refers to both the goal and the process to reach the goal. When we talk of it as being the goal, we use yoga as the meaning union with God. When we talk of it as being the process, we use yoga as the meaning the path to union with God. In the second context, yoga is like a ladder we climb to reach God. At the lowest rung, the soul is caught in the worldliness, which is the consciousness absorbed in the mundane matter. The ladder of yoga takes the soul from the level to the stage where the consciousness is absorbed in the divine. The various rungs of the ladder have different names, but yoga is a term common to all. Yogarakshu are those sadhakas who aspire for union with God and have just begun climbing the ladder. Yoga Rudha are those who are being elevated on the ladder. Thank you, Hari Om.
Thank you. Very nicely explained. For those who are very young, for them, just understand the dhyana yoga is mentioned from this verse. That is the theme of this chapter. So you just can't directly go to dhyana. First, you have to control your 5 senses. That one of them way to control is controlling your likes and dislikes and your desires through your karma. Only while doing the duties can you have likes and dislikes. So you may have friends. There may be good friends, will not be so good friends. But can you play with both of them equally? That is what is the control. Once you do that duty, then you cross over to dhyana yoga. Those who already have crossed over to dhyana yoga, they are like sannyasis. We are nowhere near that. Because sannyasi means giving up everything for none other than the Lord. That is where you reach jnana yoga. Today's one last story, Sant Surdas. After that, we'll end the class because time is up. Should you, Nayana, would you want to do the story today or next time, next class?
Sir, I can do it today only.
Okay, go ahead.
The story of Sant Surdas. Surdas' early days. We are uncertain about the dates, but he's said to be born in the 1470s or 1478. The date of his birth is uncertain. Saint Surdas was born on the 5th day of Shukla Paksha of the Vaishakha month according to the Hindu calendar. Surdas was blind from birth and in a poor Brahmin family at Gauhat between Madurai and Agra. He left his house at the age of 6.
Nayana, it is Mathura, not Madurai.
Okay. He met Vallabhacharya and became his disciple. He went to Gokul with him and got darshana of Lord Krishna. He is believed to be the greatest disciple of Lord Krishna. So next slide. Surdas Ji's work. Surdas Ji is best known for his compositions Sur Sagar, Sur Saravali and Sahitya Lahari. Sur Sagar describes Krishna as a lovable child as seen through the eyes of the cowherding gopikas of Braj. Sahitya Lahari consists of 118 verses and teaches us on bhakti. Sur Saravali consists of 1 lakh verses, but most of them are lost. It talks about Holy Lord's incarnations, Dhruva and Prahalada, and the 3 gunas human possess, which are the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. He wrote He wrote in Hindi dialect called Braj Bhasha or Awadhi, common man's language. Those times it used to be in Persian or Sanskrit. Like the scriptures which were written in that time were in like the Persian language or in the Sanskrit language. A metro station in Delhi is named and a postage stamp is released to honor Sanskrit. So next. Sant Mat and it. 8 disciples of Vallabhacharya are called the Ashtachap, 8 seals in Hindi. Surdas ji is considered to be the foremost among them. He was a part of the Bhakti movement spreading across Indian subcontinent. Main Nahi Maakan Kayo is the most popular poem in Surdas ji set Surdas
मैया मोरी मैं नहीं माखन खायो मैया मोरी मैं नहीं माखन खायो मैं नहीं माखन खायो ओ मैया मोरी मैं नहीं माखन खायो.
So it's like a small chip of the song in the raga Ram Kali. It's like the original is very long, but this is the small presentation. The death is also uncertain, the dates, but considered to be somewhere between 1561 and 1584. He died he passed away at the age of 101 years. So this is the brief of Surdas ji's life, but there are many other stories which are still unknown to us. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you, Sachin sir, for giving me this opportunity.
So thank you all of you. With that, we end today's class and we'll come back with few more new stories. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So good.